this class. In this video, let us discuss about this Wilkinson reagent, right? So this Wilkinson reagent is also called as chlorotris triphenyl phosphine rhodium. Let me write here. Chlorotris triphenyl phosphine rhodium. So it has got rhodium as a metal, right? So if I want to draw its structure, then you will get, so rhodium, here one chlorine, 3 pph3, like structure will be there, right? So it is chlorotris triphenyl phosphine rhodium. So this is the structure of this Wilkinson catalyst. You know that scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc, right? So chromium down, molybdenum, technetium will be there, manganese, molybdenum, tungsten will be there, sorry, not technetium, tungsten, manganese, technetium, rhenium, iron, ruthenium, osmium, cobalt, rhodium, iridium, nickel, palladium, and platinum, like this, right? So here you can see this. See, rhodium comes in cobalt family, right? So cobalt will be having how much? 3d7 4s2. So this rhodium will be having 4d7 5s2, right? So if you see the valency 7 plus 2, it will be 9, right? So just count. So rhodium valency is 9. So chlorine, from chlorine we will get 1. So each phosphor will donate its lone pairs. So 2 lone pairs it can donate. Totally 3 phosphor. So 2 plus 2 plus 2. If you count, it will be 9 plus 1, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 electrons it will be having. So, and the structure of this rhodium is square planar. Square planar, right? I hope I explained everything, right? So, if I want to explain few more things, let us see. So this is the structure of rhodium. Chlorine PPH3, and here also PPH3. I hope you know what is PPH3. This phosphor will be there, right? Phosphor, pH means phenyl group, like this it will be. So it is the structure of PPH3. Otherwise, if you want in detail, you can draw like this also. See here one benzene ring, right? So benzene ring. So this is the structure of PPH3, right? Both are same. So instead of drawing all those things, we simply write PH3 like this, right? So this thing you should know, right? So this is having square planar geometry, right? If I remove one PPH3, so it will be having T-shaped structure. So rhodium, see, it will be having T-shaped structure, PPH3, and here also PPH3. It's PPH3, right? So it will be having T-shaped geometry. If I remove one PPH3, right? This thing you should know, T-shaped shaped geometry, or it is simply T-shaped. You can this you should know, right? So let us see how we synthesize this PPH3, right? So synthesize. So what I will do, I will take this one, RHCl3 having water. So this is nothing but rhodium chloride. So this is nothing but simply rhodium chloride. Rhodium chloride, right? So this rhodium chloride, to this I will add excess of PPH3, right? Excess of PPH3, and I will boil it. Solvent I will use ethanol and benzene. I will mix these two solvent and I will use it as a solvent, and just I will boil it using excess of PPH3. So I will get this RHCl PPH3 thrice I will get, right? So this is my nothing but Wilkinson catalyst. So what for this Wilkinson catalyst we use, right? It has got so many applications, right? So let us discuss one by one. So first application, right? So see here, The first application is decarboxylation of aldehyde. So decarboxylation of aldehyde. What happens? See here, let me show you. I have aldehyde, you should know, RCOH. If I add this Wilkinson catalyst, right, Wilkinson catalyst, WC I will write simply, or you can write like this also, RHCl PH3 thrice, right? So what I will get? RH I will get. So what happened? See here, it is simply this CO group is there, right? It is removed. So decarboxylation. So we remove. So this R and H directly react to form this RH, right? So this is thing. If I want to give you one more example, let me give you. So I have this compound, right? To this I have one aldehyde group like this. If I add this Wilkinson catalyst, I do the reaction, so there will removal of this carbonyl, and this hydrogen directly attached to this carbon, and I will get this product. See here, we show that carbon, otherwise we can simply leave like this also, right? So this product I'll get, right? It has got these hydrogens. It's left to us whether we can show or if we leave it, so it's understood, right? So how this reaction happens, right? So let us see its mechanism, how this removal of this uh, carbonyl happens, right? So let me discuss the mechanism, then I will tell why this carbonyl only is removed. What is the driving force? The driving force is, let me tell here only, driving force of removal of this carbonyl is the RH will have very affinities towards this carbonyl, right? So this bond will be very very strong. So this main driving force is this rhodium has more affinity to this carbonyl, right? So you please note it. So that's the main thing, right? So next let us see the mechanism of it, right? So how the reaction happens, right? So first I will take this rhodium, and here also PPH3, PPH3, and here chlorine is there, right? So to this I will add one aldehyde, RCOH, like this, right? So what happens? It has got 16 electron. I told how to count, right? So what happens? Oxidative addition happens. So oxidative addition, right? These things I have told you, right? Oxidative addition step. So in this step, what happens here? Rhodium is there, PPH3, PPH3, right? And it will happen like this. See here. Let me show. See here. Here hydrogen will attach, and here like this it will be. C like OR, right? So it will be RCOH, it will be like this, right? So RCO will attack to this rhodium, and H will attack like this, right? So if you see oxidation state of this rhodium, here it will be in the 16 electron, it will be +1, and here its oxidation state is +3, and other things as it is same. Here PPH3 is there, here also PPH3, here also PH3, right? So what happens? The oxidation is increased by 2 unit. That step is nothing but oxidative addition state, right? So I have discussed about oxidative addition, everything. Whenever there is increase of 2 unit in oxidation state and there is addition of some compounds, so it is nothing but oxidative addition. So here it has added this aldehyde like this, RCO is attached and one hydrogen attached here, because of which +3 oxidation state is there, right? So I have told this RH and CO, this affinity is very high. Because of this reaction happens, right? So further what happens? Let me tell you, right? So it has got 18 electron, right? Further what happens? There is a dissociation step which this minus PPH3 will leave the system, PPH3, right? So it will leave the system. This is nothing but dissociative step. So I will get this compounds here, RH, PPH3, PPH3, and here chlorine is there, right? Here hydrogen and here COR, right? PPH3. So one PPH3 left the system. So this step is disproportional. Here if you count, it has got 16 electron, right? So it has got 16 electron, right? So further what happens, oxidative addition should happen. So what it will do, RCOR is there, right? So this CO bond will, CR bond will be broken, right? If I rightly declare, it will be like COR. So this bond will be broken and this R will attack to rhodium, like that it will happen, right? So this is nothing but insertion, we call insertion. How it will insert? It will insert like this. See here, rhodium is there to this hydrogen here, R comes here, here CO will be there, and here chlorine, PPH3, and here also PPH3, right? Like this it will happen. So here what happened, this COR, this carbon R bond is broken and we got this, right? So if you count here, it will be having 18 electron, right? So 18 electron. Further what happens, it's simply this reductive elimination, reductive elimination such a way that RH bond is formed and other things as it is. So the output will be RH plus other things will be like this, RH, PPH3, PPH3. This bond is coordinate bond, right? So here CO is there, Cl. So this CO and RH is there, right? This bond is very strong. Because of this affinity, this reaction happens and we'll get this RH, hydrocarbon I will get. So what I started with this RHCOH, but I ended up getting RH, hydrocarbon. That carbonyl is there, right? That is abstracted by this rhodium. And here reductive elimination state, so it was having, if you see the oxidation state of rhodium, it was +3 here. So in reductive elimination step, the rhodium oxidation state comes to +1. So there is decrease of 2 unit, right? So 2 unit, it has decreased oxidation state. So whenever there is a decrease of 2 unit in oxidation state, that step is called as reductive elimination. And whenever there is increase of 2 unit in oxidation step, that is called as oxidative addition, which I have written here, right? So here from +1 to +3 it has happened, right? So that is oxidative addition. So this is how the reaction happened, right? So I hope you got the mechanism and the first application, that is carbonyl will be removed, decarboxylation, like reaction happens, decarbonylation, right? So that is the first application. And next, second application, let us see, right? So second application is formation of carbon carbon bond, right? So how this happens, here see, I have one LiCH3, lithium, like this, Li plus CH3 minus, and I have this halogen here, iodobenzene, right? So if I do directly reaction, I may not get this product, toluene, right? So to form this carbon and this carbon bond between this carbon and this carbon, we use this Wilkinson catalyst to get this toluene. How this happens? That is also very simple. See here. First, what I will do, I will take this Wilkinson catalyst. So PPH3, chlorine. Here PPH3 is there, and here also PPH3. Right. To this I will add LiCH3. Right. So this is nothing but ligand exchange happens. This chlorine has got more affinity to lithium, so lithium chloride, it will form LiCl, and this methyl is there, right, having negative charge, that will attack this rhodium. So I'll get PPH3, other things will remain as it is, and here CS3, and here PPH3, and here also PPH3, right. Next, what I will add, I will add this compound, iodobenzene. So instead of writing all those things, simply I will add PHI, iodobenzene. So this step is nothing but oxidative addition. So here oxidation state of this rhodium is plus 1. From that it will convert to plus 3, right. And if you see its structure, you will get it, right. So here what happens, it will convert like this. See here, this yeah, while reacting only oxidative addition step, this PHI bond will be easily broken, because that bond will be weak only, because iodine size is more and pH3 this. If I want to show it, see here, so here iodine is there and here carbon is there, right. So this carbon size is very less, whereas iodine size is more. So carbon 2p orbital, and iodine has got more orbital. See here, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. So it has got two, second period, third period, fourth period, and fifth period. Fifth period means 5s and 5p, all those things will be there, 5d, because of which size will be very large, so overlapping will not be there effective, so this bond will be weaker. So whenever this oxidative addition step happens, this bond will be broken and it will happen like this here. So one side PH3 is there, one side iodine will attack, one side pH will attack, so this bond will break. Other things will remain as it is, CS3 here, and here PPH3, and here PPH3, right. So this step is oxidative addition. So from plus 1 oxidation state, it has converted to plus 3 oxidation state. So 2 unit increase will be there. Whenever 2 unit increase is there, that is nothing but oxidative addition, right. So this thing I hope you understood, right. pH and I, that bond can be easily broken and it will add like this. Next step is simple reductive elimination. So reductive elimination means here, this will leave as this thing. So PHCH3 bond will form, PHCH3. So if I want to write it in expanded form, it will be like this one, right. Both are same only. So I will get this what it is, toluene I will get, and other things. Reductive eliminations means from plus 1 it will sorry, plus 3 it will come to plus 1. So there is decrease in 2 unit, so minus 2 unit, and I will get other things as it is, RH. So here PPH3, here halogen I will be there, other things also PPH3 and PPH3, right. So this is its oxidation assist plus 1. So this is reductive elimination. In this way we can synthesize this carbon carbon bond formation using Wilkinson catalyst. So this is the second application, right. So let us come to this third application. What is this third application, right? That is nothing but hydrogenation to alkene. Hydrogenation to alkene. This is also very interesting. See here, I have this alkene, CH2 double bond CH2, right. To this we have studied hydrogen, palladium. If we use syn addition happens. Syn addition means both hydrogen will add in same side, other things remains as it is. So I'll get alkane, right. In the same way, the same reaction, syn addition, here it is syn addition, right. The same syn addition will do this Wilkinson catalyst, but here I have used palladium as a catalyst, right. So but I can use this Wilkinson, right. So I can use this Wilkinson, and I can convert this alkene to alkyne, right. So I'll convert this alkene to alkyne, and it is stereospecific, right. Both hydrogen will add syn addition happens, right. So stereospecific reaction. See here, if I consider this alkene, so this is cis alkene, right. So to this, if I add Wilkinson catalyst in presence of hydrogen gas, I need to put, right. So I'll get this alkane, I'll get in such a way that both hydrogen will attack from same side, from one side only it will attack, right. So syn addition, So I got this alkane, right? And also if you can observe that this Wilkinson is a mild. If I use any alkyne, I hope you know. See here, I have like CH triple bond CH. To this, if I add directly this hydrogen in presence of nickel or palladium, I'll get CH3 single bond CH3. Directly I get alkane. I won't get alkene, right? But the same alkyne, to this, if I add this hydrogen and Wilkinson catalyst, so syn addition happens and I'll get this thing. See here, both hydrogen will attack on same side, those other hydrogens will be as it is, right? So I will get syn addition and it is alkene I will get. Further, if I add little excess of Wilkinson catalyst, however it is generated, then I can convert it into alkane, right? No doubt, right? I hope you got it, right? Let us see how this syn addition, why only syn addition happens. That the reason is, I will give it in mechanism, right? If you see the mechanism, there you will get it, why only syn addition happens. It has got some reason, right? So see, RH PPH3, here on chlorine, here on PPH3, and here PPH3. And also one more thing I forgot to tell initially only, this here, this PPH3, if you write the throughout structure, this Wilkinson catalyst is there, right? It will be very hindered, sterically hindered, sterically hindered, right? I hope you got it, how it is sterically hindered. If I want to draw here, RH is there, phosphor, like this. If I draw benzene ring everywhere, PPH3, right, and here chlorine. Similarly here phosphor to this 3 benzene ring here, like this, right? So see here how it is sterically hindered, right? So it is very sterically hindered. So because of which there will be change in reactivity. That thing also I will explain, right? I hope you just concentrate on this, right? So let us see the mechanism now, right? So how this happens. So here in presence of solvent we use, so S stand for solvent now. So whenever solvent attacks, this phosphor PPH3 will leave. Right? So instead of writing all the things, I can write like this here, sulfur here, chlorine here, PPH3. Whenever I write P, it is understood that PPH3 is there, right? Just you mention P is nothing but P is equal to PPH3, and lone pairs will form coordinate bond, right? So that thing you just keep it in mind, right? So this is my Wilkinson catalyst in presence of solvent. Then what I will add? I will add hydrogen. So hydrogen should be must, right? So whenever alkene they give, they should give along with this Wilkinson catalyst, they will give this hydrogen, right? So further what happens, hydrogen will be there here, so hydrogen will add like this. So here sulfur, one hydrogen, two hydrogen, chlorine, and here P and P, right? So this is how it happens, right? Further, if I have a alkene like this, R C double bond R, right? So it will add to this rhodium, right? So it will form a partial bond to this rhodium. Further what happens, see, like this it will convert, from this it will attack, from this it will attack, like this, right? So this, because of this coordinate is there, right? Coordination, like this coordination I have told, because of this coordination it will attack such a way that both hydrogen, see, here rhodium is there, here it has coordinated with this alkene, right, above, and here it has got hydrogen. So both hydrogen from below, they will attack here, like this, from below, right? From below or from above, both will attack from syn side only, syn addition. So this is the reason for syn addition. So both H will be on rhodium, it is planar, right? See here you can understand like this. See, here I have rhodium, it is planar, right? All are in single plane, and I have this alkene which is coordinated to this rhodium, right? Let us assume that here one hydrogen, here one hydrogen is there with rhodium. So what happens, it will attack like this, it will attack like this, right? So syn addition, both rhodium attacks from below. if coordination is above, right, like that. So syn addition only happens, right, if coordination is below, like this. Here it has coordinated alkene and here I have hydrogen, right. So then they will attack from above, both will attack from above, but both will attack on same direction, right. So it is called syn addition, right. This thing, you know, these are the basic. I should not tell what is syn addition, what is anti addition, right. So if I have any alkene like this, if both compounds attacks on same side, then it is called syn addition. And I have this alkene, if one attacks from here and one attacks from here, that is nothing but trans addition. These things, you know, right. For example, see here, I have this alkene, to this I add Br2, so it will form like this compound, bromonium ion, because of which Br minus will, one Br minus can't attack above, because bromine will be having lone pair, repulsion will be there, so it will attack below. So I'll get this kind of product, one Br below, one Br above. This kind of addition is called trans addition, right. Whereas syn addition means here both the hydrogen will attack from below, or both hydrogen will attack from above, right. So both are above or both are below are called syn addition. So here what is happening, here syn addition happens, so I'll get this product, right, this product. And here hydrogen syn addition, along with it in presence of solvent the reaction is taking place, right. So where it is, here I was writing, right. So let me show here. So what happens along with solvent, so I'll get this product. So these are the final product. RH is the sulfur, chlorine, PPS3, PAPS3, and here I'll get this thing, right. So hydrogenation, right. So this is the thing. And I told about the steric hindrance. See here, this Wilkinson catalyst will be sterically hindered, because of which if you see the reactivity of different kind of alkene, right, order of reactivity with different alkene, right. Let us see. Here I have R like this, it will be very reactive compared to this one, right. So this will be very reactive compared to this thing, because it is sterically hindered. As steric hindrance keeps on increasing, the reactivity keeps on decreasing. See, are you able to analyze? So here one more thing interesting. So this Wilkinson catalyst is there, right. So this is cis alkene, whereas this is trans alkene. It is very selective towards cis alkene. If both are there, it will react fastly with cis alkene. So the order will be like this here. Cis alkene is more reactive than trans alkene, right. So this order also you should be able to remember, right. So see here, these are less sterically hindered, so these are very fast reactive, more reactive, because Wilkinson catalyst is sterically hindered, much sterically hindered, so it will react very fastly with less hindered thing, right. Other things, as we go here, hindrance keeps on increasing, right. So it keeps on, reactivity keeps on decreasing, and also it is more selective towards cis. I have told, see here, order cis is more selective than trans, so order will be very fast with cis, right. So and also here, see, these things you can observe that it is more hindered, so less reactive, right. This one is very least reactive, as hindrance is more, 4R group attached to alkene, right. So this is the order you need to remember, very important it is, right. This thing you remember, right. So all the three applications we have studied. What are the applications? One is decarbonylation, right, a removal of CO group. Second one is formation of carbon carbon bond, and third one is syn addition of this alkene, right. So a few more reactions, let us see. If you see them, you will get it, few more things. So these things you should be able to tell now if I ask you, right. So I have alkene here, I have this alkene, and also I have this alkene, whereas this is less hindered and this is more hindered, right. To this, if I add Wilkinson catalyst in presence of hydrogen, then what happens? Only this one will be reduced, not this one. So this is the chemoselectivity, right. So you will get only this product, right? Here this is reduced, whereas this is not reduced. The reason is chemoselectivity. Here you'll understand chemoselectivity. The order also I have given. As steric hindrance increases, it will be less reactive. So less sterically hindered will be more reactive, and one which is more sterically hindered will not react only, right? So this is how, this is the chemoselectivity, right? So the order I have told, less hindered and that one is more hindered. And also in cis trans, cis will be more reactive than trans. That thing also you should remember, right? One more thing, see here, this thing I have, let me take this example, you will be get it. So Wilkinson catalyst, to this hydrogen I will add, right? So here addition should happen. I have what kind of alkene I have, see here, this alkene is called conjugated alkene. Double bond, single bond, double bond, right? Double bond, single bond, double bond, these are called conjugated alkene. And here see here, single bond, now double bond comes, so this is isolated alkene. If you do this Wilkinson catalyst hydrogenation, this isolated alkene will do very fast compared to this conjugated alkene. It is very slow or it may not happen, right? So the product will get this thing. Only hydrogen addition, syn addition happens there only, right? That hydrogen I can show, or if I not show, it is all understood, right? So syn addition it is. So what the thing you need to remember, it will only hydrogenate less hindered, first thing. Second point, it will react very fast with cis alkene compared to trans alkene. And the third point, it will react fastly with isolated alkene compared to this conjugated alkene, right? So this point you should remember. And the third thing and the fourth thing, this I have explained it, but still I will explain. So this is alkyne, this is alkene, this is alkene, and this is my alkyne. If I add this Wilkinson catalyst in presence of hydrogen, you will see that this alkyne is reduced very easily to alkene. This is now alkene and this is also alkene. So you saw that this alkyne is reduced to alkene, right? So here two hydrogen added, syn addition only. So the reactivity of alkyne will be more than alkene, right? All these are the 4 points, right? These are the 4 points. You make star mark and write it. What? It will attack to less hindered, right? Less hindered alkene. So if we have alkene and alkyne, it will be more active towards alkyne. Then alkene comes. I have alkene. One is isolated alkene, one is conjugated alkene. So this isolated alkene will be more active than this conjugated alkene, right? These were the few things, right? Chemoselectivity, everything we have discussed, right? So nothing else is left, right? So whenever there is hydrogen, they will give, and this Wilkinson catalyst and alkene, you should do this kind of reaction. Syn addition of hydrogen you should do. If you get this any carbonyl compound like this, and they will give only Wilkinson catalyst, here no hydrogen they will add, right? Then you remove this carbonyl, just you add RH, I'll get hydrocarbon. So this is one application, right? The CO group will remove it, right? So these were the few applications. And also coming to this hydrogenation, there is small topic, let me explain about this hydrogenation. So this Wilkinson catalyst is the right Wilkinson catalyst, it doesn't do any hydrogenation. So you will ask, sir, what is hydrogenation, right? So let me give you few examples here. I have pH CH2OH group is there. To this, if I add like hydrogen in presence of palladium, this bond will be broken and it will convert to pH. CH2 was there, now it becomes CH3, right? So this is nothing but hydrogenation we call. Similarly, if I have compound like this, see here, I have compound. To this hydrogen palladium, if I add it, this bond will break and it will simply convert it to CH3, right? So this is nothing but hydrogenation, right? So this Wilkinson catalyst will not do. For example, see here, pH CH double bond CH and COO CH2 pH. If I have to this, if I add H2 comma palladium, this bond will be broken. See here, this bond can be easily broken, and I will get this product pH CH2. Sorry, this bond will be broken, and also hydrogenation happens to this alkene. So I will get CH2 CH2 COH, right? So like this product I will get. Same thing if I add only Wilkinson catalyst, this bond doesn't break. Only this alkene will react, syn addition will happen. pH CH2 CH2, other things remains as it is, COO CH2 pH. So in hydrogen palladium, if we use, right, hydrogen palladium, it will syn addition to this alkene also happens, and this bond will also break, right? But in presence of Wilkinson catalyst, only this syn addition happens here, not hydrogenation, right? So there is one more topic like stereoselectivity, dynamic stereochemistry of this Wilkinson catalyst, that I will make a different video. There you will understand it, right? I hope you enjoyed the video. Next class, let us see one more.